Good morning, beauties. Happy Thursday. Today is the day that is governed by Jupiter. And today is the 14th, and we have today and 4 more days before Mercury turns around at the 10th degree and goes direct. I know that I feel like everything that I've been talking about lately is about Mercury retrograde. But if you guys understood natal charts and saw what Mercury is doing to my natal chart, you would understand why it's all I'm talking about. So, one of the things that I feel like, so today is a Jupiter day. Jupiter is currently at the 22nd degree of Aquarius. Jupiter is the planet that is the largest planet in our solar system. It is a gaseous planet. It is the planet that, through ancient philosophy, governs luck and blessings and expansion. It is the planet that rules our faith and our vision. Like, where are you going? What are you up to? What are you here for? And faith is a very significant aspect to the evolutionary process of being a human being and fulfilling your purpose. One of the things that I see in astrology that I didn't really understand before I was an astrologer and studied is that what you're here to do and be, how you express it is, you can express it in a myriad of ways. But those things that you are cannot be changed, right? Like, if your sign is a Virgo, you are a Virgo, and that is not going to change. You can evolutionize that experience. You can become a better vision. You can outgrow the astrology, but you got to outgrow it. You have to literally get up and walk yourself out of it. It's like a maze in the psyche that you're actually in. So if you can imagine a maze, and you cannot get out of that maze, you gotta find your way out of it. And that's what astrology has shown me about the human experience, that where you are, where you're born, what your soul chooses is the game you're playing, and there is no other game that you can play. You can play it any way you choose to. You can do all sorts of things with it, but what you have to work with is the fuck what you have to work with, and that is not changing. And that is a trip to me, because it's like, you can't, if you have a woman's body or a woman's biology, you cannot change that. You can do things to alter it. But it is what it is, If you are a black person, you can say you feel different than being a black or whatever, but it is what it is. And there are certain things that come along with these things that our soul chooses to bring us in with, that give us tools and access or not, or challenges, because that is how the fucking game is played. And this is a motherfucking game we're all in. This is all a game. And it feels like the stakes are high, and it feels like, oh my God, about money and love and all that sort of stuff. But really, none of that stuff is really, all of those things are just a part of the game. And Jupiter is really the key to winning the game. And guess what? You can win this motherfucker and you can lose it. But you're gonna win eventually. Eventually, everybody wins, because why? The grace of your higher self. So, it doesn't even matter where you are in your game. You're playing it no matter what you're doing. No matter if you're playing it or not. You're playing it. You're playing your game. So this Mercury retrograde, I just cannot stop talking about it, because it is rewiring my entire life. When I tell you, I feel like the cleaning crew. Like yesterday, I actually did get the woman, Rosa. She's the woman who comes and helps me clean. Now, let me say, I'm a Virgo, but I'm a messy Virgo. I have a Gemini moon and a Pisces rising. So the Virgo organization skipped the fuck me. Like, I just don't have it. So I need help cleaning my house. And I think today I'm going to go through and start really throwing some stuff away because I feel a little bit like I'm a little bit of a I'm not going to call myself a pack rat, but I am a book person. Let's say that. I'm a book person, and my house is filled with books. Filled with books. And like they're like lining the walls. You know what I mean? And so I need to make some adjustments. But like I'm saying, Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde in Libra is really having us clean out our relationships, right? And our relationship to everything, honestly. It's not just people. It's the way we relate. It's the way we relate that is being shifted. And I was thinking about, I've shared with you guys that I had a relationship that ended. That was a really long relationship. And I was thinking about it and I was like, wow, I was in a really super long relationship with somebody who was really afraid of me. It was really interesting. I was entertaining to them though. And I'm not going to say there wasn't love because yes, all of that sort of stuff. But the thing that I was always aware of, any choice that I made that was new and outside of what we were already doing, that person would react with fear, like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Or there was always some sort of resistance and pushback. And I did that. And it caused me to doubt myself. It caused me to be afraid because I would see, if you see fear in somebody's eyes, if you look at somebody and you see fear in their eyes, as the Pisces rising in me, I'm so empathic. I would feel the fear that this person would feel about the choices that I was making. And then even though I would do it anyway, I would do it with guilt or like trepidation. I would always feel like, oh, well, maybe I'm making the wrong choice. And so that would create people pleasing and like I said, self-doubt and really a hesitation in me being true to myself. So this Mercury retrograde is tied into this Jupiter conversation that I'm having because Jupiter is about really having faith in yourself, your game. Nobody else is playing your game. Nobody else has your story, your astrology, your soul's imprint, your past lives. Nobody else has your game. Nobody, not one person. So to align ourselves with people who would have us doubt ourselves, and especially if you're somebody who's living your life in a spiritual path where you're listening and doing the work to really connect into source, to have people in our lives who don't do the same level of work. Because if you're doing the same level of work of somebody who's dedicated to their soul's evolution, you could never look at them and say what you're doing is wrong because you don't know their fucking game. You can't know. All you can do is say, I love you, and I hope this works out. Here's some water for you on the trip. You know what I mean? That's really all you can say. And so, it's important for us with this Jupiter in Aquarius. Jupiter's not going to be in Aquarius much longer. And it's at the 22nd degree today. And it's the dream. That's the degree of dream. And it really is, what's your soul's dream? You know it. And if you don't know it, you can begin to court your higher self to begin to tap into it so that you can know it, so that you can feel it. And one of the things that I'm so grateful for right now is that I'm really trusting the process, like astrology, and I've let go of damn near all of my foundational relationships. First of all, I've shared with you guys that my parents died when I was really young. My grandparents died when I was young. Like, I experienced so much death early on. So letting go and detaching is not something that I like to do. I'm not necessarily good at it, but I can do it because I was conditioned to do it. We have the moon in Aquarius today as well, and Jupiter in Aquarius. So we are really having this opportunity to detach. This Mercury is retrograding in Libra, which is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. And so we are looking at where can we have 5 days left. What else is still holding on? What else in your life? What behaviors, what patterns, what beliefs that would keep you connected to old ways of being? What else is still holding on? Like, really, just be curious. Don't even think too much about it. Just go, what's still holding on? And like yesterday I was going, what's still holding on? And I felt defense show up. Like I have this thing in me where I defend, and I was just watching it. I was like, oh, you like to defend, like you're defensive, right? And I was like, oh, okay, what is that about? And some of it is the way I grew up, because so much loss. So there's a part of me that will hold to things just because I don't like letting go of stuff, because it's been associated with pain for me. Like, oh, okay. And then some of it is like a need to be right. Oh, you want to be right. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. And it showed up yesterday when somebody that I really respect said something like they don't think astrology is good. And I was just like, oh, this person has said something that goes against everything that is true for you. So you know what it has done for you in your life. Why does their opinion even matter? And I just was like, like, why do you need to defend yourself when you know the benefit of something in your life? What difference does it make what they think? What difference does it make if it works for them or not? You know how it has served you. You know that it gave you information to really learn how to work with energy and not take things so personally. So why does it matter? So it's like, just use this day to really look at who you are, and are there still aspects of yourself that are holding on to old ways of being that are really outdated, that you just really don't need anymore. And just watch it. Just watch what it does. You know what I mean? Like when I was a little girl, I used to like to pull worms out of the earth and just watch them wiggle. Just silly little stuff, right? But that's how you can watch these energies that are moving through you. So today I get to watch defensiveness. I just get to watch it. Just doo-doo. And you know how worms is so hilarious. Maybe this is not hilarious, but you know, when they're out in the rain, and then when the sun comes, because I live in Los Angeles, so it doesn't rain much, and then the sun comes, and if they don't get back to the wet, moist earth, they dry up and die, right? And so you can just watch whatever energies that are inside of you that no longer need to live inside of you, have a place, just bring them into the light. Just bring it, like, so I'm just bringing defensiveness into the light, into the sun, into the gaze of the heat, and I'm going to just watch it just go and dry up and go away, because I don't need it anymore. And then that makes space for something else. You know, in the past, I would have just been in my head with a whole story. How dare he say that? And sorry, I have pepper in my teeth. How dare him? And now I'm just like, that makes complete sense for them. I know what this has done for me. And it's all good. You know, I don't need people to be in agreement with me for my truth to be real. None of us do. We don't need people to agree with us. Even if they're people we respect and people we love, we don't need their agreement for our reality to exist. Because guess what? No one has your game. No one's playing your game. They don't even know the fuck what you're doing. No one does. And most of us are so focused externally that we don't even know our game, because we're paying attention to what other people think about us and what other people feel and what other people need from us. And here's what I want to tell you. When that relationship that I was in started to end, and I had done a lot. I was like, can we talk about it? Can we, like years before, I was like, I sense, because I'm really, really extraordinarily intuitive and, for lack of a better word, psychic, right? So I can feel things coming years before they get here. Usually 2 or 3 years. I can tap into the energy 2 to 3 years out. So I could feel it. I was like, something is coming. We need to talk. We need to work this out. They never followed through on that. And that's okay. And when the time came, I just was like, I've tried to do everything I can to prepare us for this. And now we're here at this mark, and there's nothing I can do except let it happen. And because I had to go fucking keep playing my own game. And my game meant that I had to let go of my attention to everyone else, my care of everyone else, my idea that somebody knows what's best for me better than I know for myself. I had to literally start pulling in all my attention. And all of this relationship stuff started when Mercury was retrograde in Gemini. So now Mercury's retrograde in Libra, another air sign. In the early part of next year, Mercury will be retrograde in Aquarius, another air sign. So we are literally being given the energy to completely reconfigure the way we do relating to everything, relating to money, relating to your body, relating to the culture, relating to everything. How do you relate? How do you relate? So use the energy today to really be true to yourself, to have faith in your game, your power, your energy, your consciousness, because that's really all that there is. The more you can be loyal to yourself, then the more you can understand what you are projecting and bringing into your life, because you have been paying attention to yourself, and begin to allow yourself to detach from the energies that are outdated for the game that you are, the level of the game that you go. Because many of us are up leveling. We're up leveling our game. We're going to the next level, right? I just love that. I love that. And while we're in this Mercury retrograde right now, it's required for me. It's all about complete presence, and being present is really, really, really challenging for me. My mind is usually off into the next moment, planning. What do I have to do about this? What do I need to do about this? Feeling bad about something, all that sort of stuff. So literally, I am doing my best to come right here, and right here, and just being in the moment. And noticing how I feel in the moment. Like sometimes I feel my energy just trembling. Why? Because I feel like if I'm in the moment, I'm missing something. Because I've been so trained to be thinking about the future or worried about the past. So I'm noticing like, oh, I feel worried about the past. Okay. Right here. Oh, I'm projecting into the future. Okay. Right here. And that's the practice. And I will receive divine inspiration when it's time. Someone, I can't think of her name right now, sent me some juice. I just love that people are doing really incredible things. She sent me some juice, and it's beautiful juice. Let me actually see if I can get it, because let me say this. I am not a person I don't sell people stuff. Okay. That's not what I'm doing. I never want to sell people stuff. But when people do really kind things for me, I really love that. So, this is the juice, hydration boost, and the name of the company, I have to figure out what that is, but it's delicious is what I want to say. And I just want to say thank you. I will tag this company, this young woman. I will tag it when I can look at everything more clearly. Let me see, actually. But yes, when people do kind things, I just really appreciate that. So, it's called Mother's Milk Juice. Mother's Milk Juice. Right here, Mother's Milk Juice. And it's delicious. And it's really good. Juicy, has a little bit of a bubble in it. I really like when things have a little bit of bubble in it. My mother used to feed me beer when I was a child, like when I was 2 and 3 years old. So I really got connected to the feeling of bubbles in the back of my neck. And I really like that. So I drink a lot of kombucha and things like that. But anyway, neither here nor there. Thank you so much for Mother's Milk for sending me the juice. Thank y'all, and I love y'all, and we'll be here again tomorrow. Peace and blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.